Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Hearts of Iron 3. And when we last left off, we thought the technology to turn coal into power would help us, and it didn't. I don't know where this tin is coming from, if I'm honest, but we're researching the electronic computing machine set to be done in January. Right before that, though, supply production to help our troops get the supplies they need. And then after that is the atomic research. I'm going down the atomic research just solely for the fact that we can construct nuclear reactors in a few years' time, and maybe, just maybe, we can get power out of that. I don't know. And January, right before the computing machine, the People's Army. So I'm doing a lot of research there. Power situation is still at 0. We're running bare minimum power. We're at 5 industrial capacity of our 6. We're not getting any bumps to our power. We're still researching the another 2 infantry brigades, but they are going to be well into the future because we're focusing on half our industrial capacity, or over half our capacity, in getting upgrades for the desert equipment. We researched that in the last episode, and now that we have desert warfare equipment, we want to make sure that all of our troops have it, just in case our neighbors to the north or south join the Axis and we become at war with them. We're also just a few months away from December 1941, which was Pearl Harbor, so we'll see if the United States joins in the war soon. Germany is still trying to capture Norway in sort of a stalemate, as it were, along the Maginot Line. Not a whole lot of movement. Belgium, France has really reinforced the front line. Not a whole lot of movement there. In Italy, not a whole lot of movement there either. It looks just like a big staring contest. I'm sure there's actually battles taking place and a lot of attrition and fighting along the front line, but right now the front line is not moving, and the Soviet Union has not moved in on Germany-occupied Poland. So that sets the scene. We are at 96% of the officer ratio. I'm thinking that we boost up some of our officer requirement here. Let's go 0.38. That way we're researching with 3 and then recruiting some officers. Service by requirement is helping us out by 50%. Once that gets back up to 100, then we'll turn down the leadership points. Knowing that our army is getting bigger, more leadership points would be quite handy. Now, I'm not sure where the leadership points would come from. Is it a theory for leadership? Supply, repair rate, nuclear physics research, rocket science research. Maybe instead of jumping right into atomic research, we should have done the nuclear physics theory, because right now we don't know a thing about nuclear physics, but we're trying to do atomics. I figure one would be a prerequisite for the other, but you know what? Let's just roll with it. All right, we don't need any sort of secret technology. We just need leadership. If there was a way to do that. Attrition, manpower, leadership is education. That's a 1938 tech. So come January, we might look at education, so we don't have to take away from our research when we have to hire new officers. Hopefully we're training some. Every day we are educating 0 new officers, but I don't want to take any away from the research. Possibly when one of these are done, I won't research the next tech. I'll just spend a few months educating officers with the leadership. Now, if we can get up to, you know, research 5, that'd be really good. Leadership by 10%. I don't know if that's an additional 10% to our base, so another 0.07. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's not too awful much if you ask me. But that's what we're working on for now. Trying to see if Germany is going to do anything. Is the United States going to join? We're not building a new factory because, quite frankly, we don't have the power for it. We can't get power. I don't think there's any power plant building in the technology. It would be in the industry tab. And infrastructure isn't power. Rocket tests aren't power. The theoretical jet engine certainly isn't power. The encryption and decryption isn't power. We are researching some efficiency. Now I think we're training some officers. Yeah, we're getting 3.4 new officers. It just took it a few weeks' time for that leadership to get distributed. So the People's Army is going to really come to a slowdown. Hopefully the 3.4 officers, it won't take us that long. We're at 2151 of the 2200 new officers. Then we could just scale the officer research right on down, get our research points or leadership back into research. I tell you, this power situation is really what's holding us back. Supply production, energy to oil. We need the opposite. We need oil to energy. We need something to coal. I mean, refining's fine, production's fine, but we've got enough of that stuff. We need power, man. Yeah. So hopefully indeed that we can get some of these upgrades done. Our first division almost has its desert warfare equipment, which is very, very good. Yeah, most of these guys already have their desert warfare fighting equipment. That's going to complete these divisions up here and allow all of our divisions down south to start really getting their boost. Yeah, 96% there, so it's trickling down. Actually, these guys are still getting new light artillery and infantry anti-tank. These are all model 1918s. So yeah, this brand new brigade that was trained out of basic training. I mean, they're an okay bunch. They're our most trained individuals, but they don't have the equipment to go with it. That is for sure. Yep, desert warfare equipment's almost done. I tell you, we might be coming over the hump here, since we won't be producing that many desert warfare equipments. The upgrade need may drop tremendously when all those divisions get their stuff. Then we'll slowly scale back the upgrades as necessary, and that will increase the production. At least that's the ultimate goal here. So yeah, big infantry divisions, 1936 weapons with desert warfare equipment. These guys do have all of their warfare equipment. And now it's starting to trickle into these guys. It's like, welcome to the 1930s. Glad you can join us. All right, so a lot of upgrades kicking off here. And it's almost, yeah, the infantry brigade there needs stuff. Now, the 1st Artillery Brigade doesn't have a whole lot of stuff to upgrade. They're almost got their desert warfare equipment. Yeah, it's a pretty good deal as far as these upgrades go. Yeah, it's down to 4.05 now as far as industrial capacity needed to provide upgrades at 100% speed. So we're making a dent, which is more than what we can say about Germany, who is refusing to move into Norway. Now, we're only 1 month away from the Pearl Harbor. Oh, are these guys falling back? Is it because Germany is advancing on the Maginot Line, or are they just reorganizing their efforts? I'm not entirely sure. Belgium hasn't moved a bit, though, which is fine. Yeah, we just need to get all of these guys upgraded as much as we can. Yeah, down, still at 405. Once that gets down to 3, and we can really start scaling back, then I'll be feeling better. All right, we have 100% of our officers. We have more than enough officers. So our technology, we can scale our officers right down and get more into the actual research. So good on you. Now, when the new brigades come out, we may need some more officers, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but we don't want to sacrifice we lost about a month recruiting those officers. So now the People's Army can come back. Our electronic computing machine will be done soon-ish. Although supply production 1 will be the first to go. And I don't think we need supply production 2. I don't know if we should do education. We're not suffering any attrition. We'll be right on the cusp of these 1942 techs, so the industrial efficiency would probably be the next one to be researched once supply production 1 goes in the queue. Then mechanical computing, it will be a year away. That wouldn't be too awful bad. We might do the nuclear physics research to help boost up our atomic research knowledge, or, you know, and that's just solely for a power plant. That's really all we need. So we are about a week and a half away from the historical Pearl Harbor. So we will see if Japan has been working on that Pearl Harbor strategy, or the lack thereof. If Japan is doing the normal thing, then it should be fine. But I mean, Germany hasn't moved at all. They've only got, what, a few divisions up here, if that. It doesn't look like Germany is making a concerted effort here in Norway in the least bit. Most of their forces are probably down here, I would say. It's just one of those things where, you know, we can't make them go, and there could be fighting. I mean, you see a lot of units there with some disorganization, but it's mainly on the forts, I think. But what can you do? There's nothing we can really do about it. All right, 3.93 on the upgrade, slowly ticking down. So we can start scaling back the upgrade focus and get on that, yeah, light artillery is going up, and get on the division focus, because we are producing the division, but it is 3 years away, like two and a half years away. So we need to get better at that. Let's see. Transports. Convoys. I don't know if we can get power from the water. That doesn't make sense to me, that we would get power from the water. So making extra transports, I don't think would be necessary. I know our country's at war. We have Germany, Denmark, Sweden, and Slovakia. Units in poor supply. Hopefully researching this supply tech will be good to help them out. What that may do is we need 1.2 to fully stock everyone with that supply production increase. We might not need to send so much industrial capacity to production, so we can actually start getting our headquarters set with what they need. But it's December 9th. In the real world, the United States would now be joining in the war. But right now, they are just guaranteeing the independence of. I do not see Pearl Harbor firing at all. So will the United States join this game? What is their neutrality? Their neutrality is still 100%, so Pearl Harbor has not occurred. They're still staying well out of the way of World War II at this point. And I don't know if Japan is going to attack them or not. Supply production advance, awesome. All right, let's focus our technology shift. We don't need supply production 2. What we need is our industrial efficiency, I would say. And we'll put that to the top of the queue. Keep the People's Army down there, but that good efficiency will help us use these points better. And right now, I think that's what we really, really need. So yeah, supply need at 1.2. I think that's where it was before. I'm pretty sure our units are still in poor supply, so that might not have done anything in the grand scheme of things. That's the thing with a little country is like the percentages. Like if you get a 20% boost to something and you're Germany, that 20% may be multiple points. But if you're Iraq and you aren't making that much to begin with, then like a 20% boost is pennies to the dollar rather than dollars to the grand, you know? So it's an uphill battle. I'm just glad we're getting our units up to 1936 standards, which is a lot better than where we started. We got them desert warfare equipment. We're getting them infantry anti-tank weapons. We're making them pretty decent. I mean, granted, no professional army. Let's see, Switzerland is now part of the Allies. Now, Switzerland was supposed to be impartial. That is interesting indeed. They are now at war with Germany. They are an ally member, grants access to France. So if Switzerland wanted to, they could come into Italy from the north. And it looks like the Italians are scrambling back, because I don't think they were expecting Switzerland in this war at all. I know I wouldn't have been. So yeah, when Switzerland mounted up, Italy's like, oh crap, we gotta defend our stuff. I mean, there's an airfield in Milano and anti-air right there that they could just go in and snipe. France is moving in, and it is a mad rush to Germany. Germany wasn't defending that line at all. I kind of feel bad for Switzerland because they're the meat in a sandwich right here. If Italy is going to push up and Germany is going to push down, France is going to have to fill this gap really quickly, which is, you know, manpower off the Maginot Line. It's manpower off of the bottom forts here along Italy, which will allow Italy to move in basically unimpeded. I mean, this is, they poked a hole in the bottom of the boat, and now the water is just filling in like crazy. That is nuts. We will see what happens to poor Switzerland in the future. Still no United States, though, but maybe seeing Switzerland join the cause might be enough for the United States to say something, but they're completely impartial. They're not going to do jack squat. All right, the upgrades are of almost broken even. We're almost getting 100% of the upgrades out the door. Just a scant few weeks, I would say, and the divisions would stop requesting so much stuff. 58% all. That's going to be big when these two infantry brigades finish together. Yeah, these guys are already done. These guys are done. It's like it goes in order of the creation. 84% on that desert warfare equipment. And yeah, they're about to get their infantry support weapons, their light artillery. Yeah, we're about to cross the threshold as far as upgrades are concerned. A lot of units are going to get finished with upgrades really quick, and then it's just a matter of, you know, sending a few out the door to the one lonely division that needs it. And I mean, these guys are filling in nicely. 87% on their desert warfare equipment. You know, even though we're not making big charges and gains and changing the face of the war, I'm feeling good about upgrading the troops that we do have up to standard. You know, we have no dissent in the country. We're a happy country. Sure, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 divisions. But those 8 divisions have some pretty decent stuff. We haven't skimped on the infantry technology, that is for sure. Yeah, 67%'s there. Those are all filled up. And then more infantry support will finish up soon. Desert warfare will finish up soon. We're probably close to the tipping point on the upgrades, I would say. So how's things in the north? Not changed. How's things in Switzerland? Germany has seemed to have abandoned most of the Maginot. They've really started to come in. Looks like Germany has taken Puffunds. And Italy might be pinching in from the south. Just sort of squeezing these divisions in two. A two-front assault on Chaban del Mas and Clifton. Yeah, this can only end badly for Switzerland, I feel. And then that will basically get a highway straight into France. They would need to curve to Paris. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Everyone else will fall back, which will leave the Maginot undefended. I mean, this is the big push. They need to hold out in Switzerland really, really well if they want to stand any chance. All right, 3.18 to 3.12. We are almost there. Almost there indeed. Yep, Desert Warfare equipment coming online for that infantry motor division. Nice, 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 nice. 3.05. So now we can actually scale back as the need allows to put more production toward this factory. Get more than 15% production towards building that stuff. All right, so these guys were all well and good. These guys were all well and good. The edge scrolling is vicious. These guys are well and good. These guys are finishing up quickly. 79, 79, 79. So those two brigades coming quick. Those guys are good. Outstanding. Those guys are good. These guys are almost good. Just another week or so. Resource stockpile is almost empty. Are we using that stockpile to build all of these upgrades, I wonder? Oh, we got a power. We went up to full 6 production. Yeah, we got up to 19. There we go. Now we got some power. We need 2.8 for upgrades. It's allowing 1.1 out of the 6 needed for production. I like it. I don't know where we got that power from, but it was nice. Maybe everyone decided to save their money, or, you know, turn off their light switches for a day. Yep, 2.68. Keep those upgrades coming at full speed, but we don't need to adjust our capacity. So pretty soon, all of these upgrades will be in place. Yep, getting good model there. The light artillery. Yeah, with every little reinforcement. Wait, now we need 2.55. I'll just keep it at 2.2. I'm not going to go fiddling with it. Nice. Research efficiency on the electronic computing machine. All right, so that is a 1943 tech. We are a year away from that. IC won't do us any good. Let's see, small arms 4. For infantry, more infantry soft attack. Let's see, mountain and marines. We don't need that stuff. Do we do physics research? No, infantry warfare research? Since we are primary infantry, we'll do that. The infantry warfare research. That way our infantry can fight better. So May 28th of this year, only a 4-month research time. I like it. The atomic research will go up soon. Still 2.4 needed for our upgrades, but slowly and surely. Infantry, anti-tank, and desert warfare will be done there. These guys are slowly getting their upgrades. The 4th Infantry Brigade are the last to get the new stuff. Feel bad for you guys, but it's almost like it kind of forgot about these guys and said, oh crap, we need to get these guys all their weapons too. And all those guys are going to finish, these two are going to finish together. And that'll take a big chunk out of the need. We're at 28% now on our factory production. Slowly getting our production up. In a perfect world, we won't need any upgrades, and we can focus solely on building these 2 new divisions. How is Switzerland? Holding fast. They reclaimed the area that Germany took, and in fact, they're actually making a push into Germany itself. Now the water could flow this way. Since this is occupied by Switzerland, man, I would be, that would be vicious, throwing all the divisions up in there. Italy hasn't made any concerted charges, and this is concerning, that they're leaving their southern border wide open. I mean, I'm sure France could just sort of route in and stop them if they decided to move, but not tactically sound. The reason we got open borders here is because we don't have the divisions to actually hold that border. All right, 1.05. Get that over there. Let's get this these 2 divisions going. I'm so used to having a factory sitting there. No, there's no IC wasted, believe you me. We are putting everything into this. Yeah, 4.07 and 1.06, then 0.83 and 0.05. Yeah, that's not wasted IC. I don't know what it's talking about. Our base is 7. That's actually like really, really good. We've got 4 power. I don't know where we got it from, but yeah, we're running at 40% now. November of this year. That factory's coming online quick. I like it. It's nice when we have energy. Oh, nope, we lost it. It was nice while it lasted, boy. We definitely took a chunk out of it, though. Now we're in July. We're still doing, yeah, there's a readjustment. So we lost 2 industrial capacity when we ran out of power to make things even. Do metals get turned into power? Is that the thing? Is it because we send all of our oil to our master? Is that the reason we don't have power? I don't know, that could be. I really need to look at where energy comes from, but, you know, this is a first-time playthrough. I knew I wasn't going to understand every single aspect. I just wanted to bring you all on the ride with me. Yeah, all those upgrades are coming in nice and quick. I don't think we actually need any more upgrades for any other units. This unit right here, the 4th Infantry Brigade, is the last one to get all of this stuff, which is certainly nice. 9.3 or 0.93 will boost up the production of the factory. We're back to October of this year now, though we lost the power. Yeah, I do not know. Hey, Switzerland, how you doing? Not a whole lot of movement coming in. Belgium's still holding up. Norway hasn't folded, not that I saw. And it looks like they're trying to push in on Sweden, actually. Did Finland join some sort of war? So Finland's at war with Germany. They're pulling off of the Soviet front, and they're going to start flooding Sweden. Germany took its sweet time. And now I think Norway might actually be able to fight back now that Finland is going to come in. Oh, that is terrible, Germany. Why'd you let that happen for? Why did you let that happen indeed? The October 2nd, 42. We're at 48% speed, which makes sense because we're about 48% of the total need. Now, if we can get rid of all of the upgrades, we can put 4 out of our 5 into this, get that percentage up just a little bit. It's just a matter of upgrading these last few divisions. 72, 48, 65, and 26. And these guys definitely need the desert warfare equipment. All of this is desert down here, so they would definitely need it. How are things looking here in Persia? Persia is drifting toward the Axis. Also, Comintern pulled from a little bit from the Allies. They're not down there quite yet. Saudi Arabia is right there with them. And Turkey is kind of right there with them. There's all of our neighbors right here. Afghanistan is going Comintern, interestingly enough. So 1942, there is no Pearl Harbor yet. The United States is completely neutral still to this day. They have not joined the Allies. Switzerland is now in the war. They are a part of the Allies and pushing, well, trying to push up into Germany. Sweden is now being wrecked by Finland, or at least it looked that way. Finland's trying to reorganize everything. This makes me wonder if the Soviet Union will then take advantage of this line not being formed and move in on Poland as well. That would be interesting indeed. Still have plenty of officers. That's all well and good. Yeah, 82%, 74. This last infantry division is getting its stuff. Yeah, 0.8 need. We'll just scale that back down to 0.8. Yeah, the supply need is really, really high. But we'll try to keep this in 1942 if we can. It's October 1st now, and it'll only get faster as these upgrades start coming in. Yeah, I want the infantry support weapons to drop off. That will be a pretty good thing. Technology. So we're about a week away from atomic research. So I think that'll be a good stopping point once we learn some atomic research, and then we've got some thinking whether we want to look at some theory or do we want to continue on looking at, say, let's see, militia. We're not a militia. We're actually infantry, I believe. Mobile warfare. Maybe some artillery research. We do have some artillery. Mechanical engineering research. That would be good to help us with our industrial efficiency and every other industry sort of thing that we're doing. We might go straight into, well, industrial capacity isn't going to really do us anything. We could go into nuclear research, or at least study the theory first. Nuclear physics research, get some base knowledge, and then speed that up. Could be interesting. 2 days away from that technology. Slowly and surely getting the infantry support weapons back online. Headquarters is the only crew that is not getting the supplies they need. Which is, there we go, nuclear research. So we get nuclear physics 1. So now we have basic knowledge of nuclear physics, a repair rate, supply throughput. We're not doing chemical. Mechanical engineering, that seems like a really good thing to know. All right, so we will research mechanical engineering. We'll get that up on the board. So far, upgrades are trickling in. Next episode, they will be done. And we will have to see, does the United States join World War II? Does Switzerland fold like a wet napkin? Does Belgium hold out? Does Sweden make any difference against Finland? Or do they march to Norway? Who knows? But that's for the next episode, but that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Hearts of Iron 3 video. Take care.